Back at it, Sports Pit Live, Betting Insight today. Pauly and Teddy, SBR picks, Wednesday, August 29th. College football starts tomorrow. Well, I'll call it officially. We'll go over three of the games this Thursday and Friday. We'll attack all on television. We'll get to that coming up. Local news regarding a book here and being fined 4 times. So a lot to get to rapid fire. We look to stay red hot with the play of the day. I'm at Real Sports Bet on Twitter. He's at Teddy_covers all the betting news you need to know in less than 20 minutes. Bad beats, bad bets, bad for the books. The players beat up the books last night. We like that. Bad beats, though. White Sox plus 220. Led 4-2 in the 8th. Yankees in a walk-off. 5-4 final. White Sox blow it. Yankees win 5-4.
Yeah, and look, I mean, when you're a last-place team like Chicago, or I guess they're not, the Royals are in last. When you're a bottom-feeder team like the White Sox, this is what happens. But when you look at what's happening to Philadelphia right now, 6-13 in their last 19 ball games. See them blow that 3-0 lead last night in the 7th, 3-2 in the 9th. They lose that game 5-4. Forget the under. The under 7, tough there. But this is a Phillies team that, I'm not going to say they're falling apart before our eyes, but they're not handling the pressure of a pennant race particularly well right now. Bad beat for Phillies and under bettors last night. They blow another lead.
Well, it was 3-0 in the 7th with Nola cruising, who just shut him out the last time and had won 15-16 at home. And then the bullpen blows it in the 9th inning after you gave up 2 in the 7th. Bad for the books. Red Sox in over, 240 up to 280, and the total steamed up from 9.5 to 10.5. They won 8-7, a walk-off error, and after Kimbrel blew it. Dodgers in over, $2 up to 220, and the total 10.5 up to 11. They won 8-4.
Yeah, I mean, the one mitigating factor for the books is that Boston didn't cover the run line, where even though they got bet up to minus 280, they only won 8-7. Of course, total move there, cash. The total move in the Dodger game. The Dodgers' bats have come alive again, slowed down in that series against the Cardinals. They've woken up ever since. They blast Texas last night. Not the only favorites to cover. The Indians, minus $2 up to minus 220 in a blowout win. The Yankees up to minus 260. They have opened about 230 or so. They, too, didn't cover on the run line, but they got the money for their backers. You bet them straight up. So all that big chalk coming through last night, not a good result for bookmakers. Lots of parlay liability around books catering to recreational bettors on Tuesday.
Yeah, not good. Indians move. Yankees 30-cent move. Padres took money. They were the one dog that won. King Felix pitched well, but they got beat. And as a result, Seattle now 5.5 games behind Oakland for the second wild card. A's now a game and a half back. They win 4-3. Edwin Jackson 9-1 in the under this year. Astros took a 180 up to 230 with that move as they get beat on the day that they get some bad news. Minaya could be out for the year, and Anderson goes on the DL, but they win anyways.
Yeah, and that was an impressive win yesterday for Oakland, given what happened the previous night. They took that 4-0 lead and then got blown off the field by the Astros, given the way that Houston had been playing. And we saw the markets really react to that. A 50-cent move towards the Astros yesterday. The books got to keep all that money. And as Oakland continues their profitable ways, we keep saying, Pauly, some point this A's run's going to stop. At some point this A's run's going to stop. We want to play the day winner going against Oakland on Monday. Glad we didn't ride that again yesterday as the A's ended up being the right side, and the Astros ended up being a very bad bet for the many bettors who were on them.
Well, see how they do now. They're throwing that with Montas, Megden, and Bassett now in the rotation. The next 7 games today, against Seattle and the Yankees. Local story. They used to be Cantor. They changed their name because of the bad PR. They're now CG Technology. They operate books for the M, Hard Rock, Trop, Cosmo, Venetian, Palazzo, Palms, and Silverton. They were accused of taking wages. I don't think accused. They turned themselves in, taking wages from outside the state, taking bets after events had concluded, incorrect payouts. By my math, it's the 4th time they've been fined. At least they wanted to settle it with a fine. And the Gaming Commission said, no, you're not going to get any points for turning yourself in. You're supposed to do that anyways. And, what happens if all these books shut down and they take away their license? The money quote from the female on the commission was, we've called you into the principal's office 3 times now. At what point do we send you back into the classroom?
I mean, look, the quotes coming from the Gaming Commission are downright scary for CG Technology. And remember, This isn't a minor player. This is Wall Street money that came to Las Vegas, that built out all of these sports books, that basically started in-game wagering in Nevada. This is not a second-tier sports book. And the fact that we're seeing quotes like this from Gaming Commissioner John Moran, quote, "For me, this isn't a fine issue. It's a revocation issue," meaning their license. "I can't think of a more egregious ongoing pattern of violations. If there was a hearing in the future, I would be leaning towards revocation, not a fine." He said the fine didn't even cover the state's cost of the investigation, which he put at about $1 million. The Gaming Commission Chairman, Tony Alamo, "I have zero appetite moving forward on this agreement." Quote, "The country is watching. Sports betting has become front page, and it's a big deal. We are the gold standard." Where we're seeing the leagues try to muscle out Nevada and Nevada's data, this is a big deal for the state. Make no mistake about it. I do not expect CG to get hit with another slap on the wrist. $250,000 fine, not enough. They could see the license suspended, which frankly would put some real issues when it comes to all the sports books they run in Las Vegas. Now, Pauly, we don't know how that would turn out. We don't know what those casinos would do if Canner was no longer allowed to take bets.
Right. You shut down those books, and what happens to all the future bets? That would be a madhouse.
Like the show? Help us keep the lights on. Please make sure to comment, share, and subscribe to all the Sportsbook Review videos. Thanks so much. Best of luck. Enjoy the game.